Lena, hello there. Or Demon first. How are you? Let's go. Yeah, right? How are you doing? Good seeing you. Assuming you're still. Usually I feel like you're still teaching at this time. Maybe I didn't go live as early. Maybe you just got done. Yeah. Doing good, getting ready to get out of here in a bit. Okay, I was right. I'm just getting done. Oh, you had today off. Well, that's nice. Well, never mind then. I feel like you told me about this. Well, I hope you had a good day. So far. I love when I click the notification, then it says error has occurred and closes the stream. It sounds accurate. Clicked on it too fast. Oh, come on in, Aaron. How are you doing? Did some cleaning, surprised my boyfriend with coffee at work, and played some video games, and now I'm getting ready to go to the balloon fiesta. Well, that sounds like a productive day off. Got some video games in it as well. Good, I'm glad. Sounds like a needed day off. Got some important calls done finally. Oh, perfect. Sometimes, you need a day off of your usual work to be able to do all the things you need to get done in your normal life. It's like your mind is finally has time to process it all. I should have lesson planned, but oh well. You got all weekend now. Have ideas for next week? There you go. You do it week by week, my goodness. Like I'm sure you change it here and there, but I'd like plan out a month and then everything gets tossed out the window the next day. I'm going out of town this weekend. Yar. Oh, well, fair enough then. We're in the solo world today, though, if anyone's wondering. Yeah, just more terraforming stuff. That's all we do. Well, sometimes we do building. But no, more terraforming. So hopefully that'll be fun. Guess we'll see, huh? Where are you going? That you're going out of town? If you don't mind sharing, you don't have to. I'm getting left home all alone. Hannah's leaving me for the weekend. Well, I'm taking care of Cinnamon. More of. Uh, since I've only had her for a little over a week. Wait, repeat that. I'm getting left home alone. Hannah has plans. I was invited, but we don't want to leave Cinnamon alone just yet. Just in case. Mm, at least not for a weekend. She'd probably be fine. Probably get lonely though. Yeah, she's just a baby. What? Just hearing noises. Cinnamon's around me. I just don't know where. Going down south near the border. Oh, okay. Part of me wants to hop across the border to go visit family. Sounds hectic to try and go back and forth between the border. I have no idea. I've flown across, and that was about it. It's not that hard, just as far. Is it? Fair enough then. Our party's coming back. As long as you got a passport. I messed with my brightness again. I bumped it down to 30%. I've been like slowly bumping it down. I finally bumped it down to 30%. I have no idea how it'll look for stream stuff. Guess I could pull up a tab. See how stream handles all the darkness. Doesn't do too bad. No, it does pretty good, actually. It all depends on your guys' screens, too. I'm looking on my monitor, though. Probably completely different if you look on a phone or something. I got a million things I can do in my world. It's overwhelming. He's like, I could just spend the day terraforming this. I think I will. Or I could go spend the day terraforming on the mountain and get what feels like less done than what we would get done here. We'd like be close to finishing this probably. So I think we might spend the day here. I already got a little bit of stuff started. Like we got some moss patches here and there. I just want to extend it all the way up until here, essentially. Probably do another custom tree if we have time. Might have to farm some grass. Break time? It's not break time. Shush. Yeah, you're nightbot. Got a few more stacks of moss, a few stacks of moss carpet. Just grab the odded ends. We'll just continue doing what we got started here. Doing random patches of moss here and there. You know, I do hope everyone's having a good day, though. Oh, too big. Something more like that. Oop, that's a face. um, mm, bum, dum, mm, ba-da-dum. Even when I try to do something random, it somehow ends up symmetrical. Mhm. I like this will do. Often at times when I try and make something, if I'm trying to make something a little more random, I find it best to have like one piece that's not connected to the one line that we're working with. If you have just a random piece that juts out one, adds a level of randomness to it. So I usually do that. How's this looking? That was pretty good, actually. Just kind of basing it off of our little template we've gone with here. Should I flatten this a little? I think I will. I think we're gonna fill in this area here and fill in that one. Make it a tad more flat. Good thing I don't have Enderman griefing on. Mess with all of this stuff. Slowly destroy my landscape. I don't think we actually just have random dirt. There we go. Another thing I've been slowly thinking about starting doing again is working on the hilly plains here. I keep looking at it and I'm like, all right, I know what shape I want to throw in here. I know how I want to do this. Transition into this area. Past Thad, he knew what he was doing. All right, continue working off of that. So maybe we'll end up working on that if I get tired of this. We'll see. Ah. Much more? Oh, just a stack will do. Sleep. Oh, that's true. Now it's gonna be even darker before I need to sleep. There we go. Where do friends go? Did they despawn? How's that look? That's better. I want it to be a little bit smooth, nothing crazy though. I don't want to alter this land too much. I'm too much beyond the shape. That's meant to be moss. Let's fill in this hole. It's not even a good cave. There we go. Ah. Ah. Keep stumbling upon false land. It's because everything is grass still. Forgot I added grass to a lot of this stuff. I don't know how I feel about the moss in this land. With the more blue grass. If we mix it in an alright amount, then it should be fine. It doesn't look terrible. Although, one of these can be removed, like that one. Oh, I I figured out a little mechanism for my, in my PvP game for the potion dispenser. I put a minute cooldown on it, is what I kind of figured. Which basically means, most likely there won't be more than like, I mean, I doubt anyone would even use 15 potions within one game. Because you gotta get to the potion thing, and then, it's gotta be worthwhile. I did have to use some magic with armor stands, because, whenever you would hit the dispenser with the potion in it, the dispenser would fly, like, 12 blocks up in the air, and then, like, splash down in a random location. Within, like, 2 to 3 blocks of the dispenser. Like a 2 to 3 block radius. And, so I ended up going down this wormhole of messing around with armor stands. We have the armor stand data pack on the server. And I ended up making an invisible armor stand about, I think it's like 3 blocks up above the dispenser. And it hits that armor stand. And it gives the player about a minute 40 instead of 3 minutes, which is what the potion is for. I kind of prefer it. Because I didn't want the potion to last 3 minutes, and I just kind of said, it's not much I can change about that. But now I got it to like about a minute 40 something, or a minute 50. I was like, you know what, this kind of works out for the best. That's the only non-vanilla thing I had to go and use so far. And I probably could have just figured a different way out, but I just figured armor stands would be seamless. A bunch of people already play with the armor stand data pack. The other way I had thought about just doing it was putting a glass pane above it, and I think the dispenser would hit the glass pane and like splash off that. Or changing how where the dispenser is pointed. This is interesting. We have like a little hill here. Was this not made here before? No, it really wasn't. Well, the hill was there, just with how it transitioned with everything. This used to be all water down here, essentially. Interesting. And there's like a 20 blocks of a forest biome. That's why there's just a few more trees here and the grass is a different color. How interesting. Minecraft generates biomes very weirdly. But they used to anyway. I just kind of tear this all down and rework it a little. I think I do. I think I removed the trees for now. Start there. Laura, hello. How are you? I still haven't seen my friends on the server. I have risen from the dead. I know. It's good to see you. I'm happy to see you. Yeah, we're broke pops. It's okay. I understand life gets busy. I've been all alone, Laura. And it hasn't helped me with wanting to work on the game too much. I've done a few things here and there. Truthfully, this has been a tiring week. Where Hannah and Lana. Well, Hannah likes playing when other people are on, and it's not as much fun with just me on. And Lana doesn't have internet. She's officially moved into her apartment here in Minnesota. She couldn't get into it for a month. And then she's having internet problems with it. I think she gets it tomorrow. If someone's coming for it. I did not know this. Yeah. That's not. No, not at all. I don't. And I haven't heard. I haven't spoken to Lana since. Oh, Tuesday, since I streamed. Also, Laura, this is my idea for making a custom plains biome. This right here. I've been good. I've been good. It's so cute, right? Like we got a few boulders, we got some thicker shrubbery, and then just like some patches of dirt here and there where the grass gets a little bit shorter around it. And then like you're walking through a majority of it, and it's just kind of some tall grass and that. And then we got a stump, and then the rest of the tree here. Some more another dirt patch, a boulder or two. And it's gonna carry. I'm gonna expand this all the way along here. I love the ferns mixed in, right? The tall ferns add that darker green to it. Helps break up the continuation of all the tall grass. Stone button, yeah, the buttons look good on the boulders. I have a hard time with them here and there, but I got one there. There's a pressure plate even. Messing around with stuff. Then we made a custom tree quickly. When did we do this? I think this was Friday's stream is when we were messing around with this. Last Friday. Do have a pathway or two. I'm not 100% on the pathways for in like this open area. It stands out too much. I'm on Team Button all the way. They're beginning to grow on me. The buttons. I like them with the boulders. The pathway is I don't know. It's growing on me. I'm impressed with the custom tree. They're very hard to make. Or should I say that I'm bad at custom trees? Yeah, I'm surprised by myself here. Because I kind of just winged it and it worked first try. I think we had to do a little bit of reshaping on this side, or where was it? On right here. I had to do a little bit of shaping. At the top it was a little flat and I had to round it out. Otherwise, I don't know, it came together pretty well. I went with like there's a branch here, there's a little branch niblet coming out there, and then I think at the top it just kind of splits off in two directions. Yeah, one this way, one that way. Very nice. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm more happy with finally having a breakthrough on how to the heck to make a custom plains biome. And then I've been adding moss patches in just here today, just to continue it. I figured I'd start with the moss patches, throw in a few dirt ones, add a few boulders where I want it, and then start adding all the tall grass and ferns and maybe some random other stuff. Niblet, yeah, it's a little tree niblet. Because how I make custom trees, I just first make the tree without any leaves. I make the shape of how I think it's going to be, and then I add the leaves. And the best way to make a custom tree is you have a bunch of bits that poke out, a bunch of bits that go in, and just like, that's the best way I've seen it. Sometimes, especially, I've noticed less is sometimes better for leaves when it comes to trees. Should I add a secret summoning circle somewhere? Should. Or it's not even like a little one. It's like, imagine like right here is the middle, and there's like a circle of rocks that go around it that you don't really notice unless you fly above it. It's like hidden in the weeds. Could do that. And it glows at night. Yeah, at the moment, nothing glows. I I don't think I want to add hidden lighting and everything. It almost ruins the purpose of having it just be its own thing in my world. Like, it's supposed to be just uh plain like some supposed to be an area that hasn't been touched at all. I don't see the reason why it should glow. But if we had the circle, that'd be cool. If it glowed a little, put some glow lichen on it. I think the tree has glow lichen on it. I wasn't sure about it. I kind of like it. Yeah, lighting everything would make it look artificial, to be honest, right? Like, it's one of those things that it's just like a realization that hit me. It's like, if I really want to make a full on art piece here, it's the lighting wouldn't make sense at night. Also, where's the view? It's right here. This is a beautiful view. Or even we had this one. This one was really good. I gotta get a screenshot of this one. Gotta remove the shulkers at some point. We'll remember it. Plus, you're you're creeper proof, so I don't think you care about mob proofing. I'm not creeper proof. This is the one place where I'd expect a creeper to blow up on me. I'm sneaking out of all those tall weeds. What I'm kind of interested to see is how this sort of style looks as when I'm like looking over the top of it here. It'll be interesting. You're the most creeper proof person I've ever met. What does that even mean? That they don't blow up on me? Your mountain doesn't even look like Minecraft anymore. It's just because we're far off. No, I've found I've added a cloud mod. I got really cool clouds. That means the creepers fear you. Oh, fair enough. I sneak up on the creeper itself, and then I blow it up with TNT. No, I don't blow it up with TNT. I flint and steel the creeper, which makes it blow up. You're like a cat. Whoa. Good thing we don't have any crazy art people who do all sorts of fan art. They'd pick that one apart. You want to see the potion dispenser? I'm so happy about it. I was talking about it before, but I've added a little bit to the game. Creeper doesn't blow up Thad. Thad blows up the creeper. Yeah. I added the potion dispensers finally. I had to use a little bit of armor stand voodoo to make it work, since when you would click this before, the dispenser would shoot the potion way up in the sky, like 12 blocks, and then it would like land within like a 2 to 3 block radius, and you might not get splashed. So I had to here, I could show you. There's a hidden armor stand here. Oh, it's locked, isn't it? Unlock. There we go. You saw it there for a second. But essentially, it's about 3 blocks up, the armor stand. And the potion would go flying up. So now I added, is this still a hopper? Oh, I need to change that. Now I added a hidden armor stand up here. And I made it as far up as I could, basically. And the potion will hit the bottom of this, and then you get splashed with a minute 40 or 50 of the potion. So it's not the full 3 minutes, which is, it's like even better. Because I didn't want someone to have strength for that long. I just figured they would die before they ever get the full use of it. That'll still probably happen. But it's kind of cool. There we go. Yeah. But usually people won't be aiming that high. They'll be just aiming like right here. I had so much fun playing this game with you. Aw. we did good, you know? We had some good holds against Elijah and Hannah. I mean, I think you only killed me like once. It was out of the blue. I think you just took a pop shot in the middle. Smash some noobs. Something like that. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. It's actually a little complicated, that potion dispenser, because I put a cooldown on it, the potions. It takes a minute for a potion to get back in here after you use it. So there's a minute cooldown on it. And this is all the redstone behind it. It's a separate thing to the rest of the redstone, which is kind of what I wanted. It was just the easiest, truthfully. And I didn't have a biggest reason to make it all there, but I don't know, a few things here. It's like we got where the potions load up. I just made it a little ways away. And then when the minute cooldown goes off, it only sends 1 potion up. It took a little thinking to make that one happen. Like, I got a clock hooked up to it. I have a dropper chain hooked up to it. I have a comparator that reads if there's an item in here that turns the light on. Here, I guess I can show you. I don't mind showing you how it works. Bro, my brain hurting. It's hurting. But essentially, you'd only be able to use this if you're on the red team. Is kind of why it's outlined in red, and then the blue one is over here. But essentially, you hit the button when it's glowing, and then you get splashed with potion. Yeah, about a minute 40. And then it doesn't auto re-go in. The redstone gets activated, this redstone torch, and then the hopper clock here starts going, and it takes a minute for a potion to come back up. So they'll be ready off the start of the game, but then there's only 1 going in there every minute. Or only 1 will ever be in here, and then it's a minute before 1 comes back. What the heck? I'm missing blocks. I think that's the biggest thing I changed. Yeah, that's the only thing I've really changed. I haven't had too much I've been like thinking it through. The last few things I want to add, it's like I want to add some some more beacons to the game, showing how far each team is along in the game. I need to move the reset button for the game to a more accessible location so that I don't have to be around for the game. I need to make the respawn rooms big enough for at least 4 players per team. I might set. I'm still thinking about setting it up for 5-player teams. So like 5 of these armor stand things. I think. So I just kind of need to rework this room. It was all temporary. I love the moss blocks above the pressure plate in the middle. Wandering Trader started the game up, okay? Game's turned off. Yeah, there was a Wandering Trader that started playing with his llamas. And I don't want to remove the pressure plate because it's a observer that's right under it. It's so funny, yeah. Not like it would break anything at the moment. Oh, that's what else I need to do. So, if I don't know if you remember, but I know Lige said something about the golden carrots being like that was one of his critiques that he kind of thought wasn't the best. The fact that you spawn like you can just build up golden carrots, and I had already thought of a fix to that. I just wanted to have it in the game for when we played it, just as a quick little thing. The other thing I need to do is when the game gets started, once someone hits a pressure plate, there's gonna be a whole bunch of redstone signals probably sent out to different sides of the arena, and I want to add in golden carrot dispensers that then get turned on when someone hits a pressure plate. So once the game commences, anyway. Or there's a different way I'm also thinking of how I want to have the game be played, where each team has to click a button to say they're ready, and then there's going to be an and sort of redstone. I think that makes more sense. Yeah. I think the only thing I need to do with the middle at the moment is send redstone signals to each side of the arena here, the red in there, for beacon stuff and showing how far people are in there. There's a few things I gotta do. Yeah. Probably want to wait for those to turn off. There's a lot of crossing redstone lines here. There's a bit of confusing stuff left. But the main component of the game right here is done. The rest of the stuff is just going to be a little bit weird to connect since everything is going to be ran from one side of the arena to the other and then everywhere. Maybe I should get some wool. Anyway, enough of that. We're not playing on the server here. Thanks for the update, of course. You know, if you just went on the server, I'd happily give you an update. I'm messing with you. Animal Crossing Lo-Fi. That one's been in the playlist forever. I'm sure that's not the first time you've said that about the Animal Crossing Lo-Fi. That's fired. Sorry. Getting lonely. There was like a moment of me flying around on the server. I was like, at this point, I just have 2 solo worlds. I'm putting enough effort into both of them. Feel like I scream about Animal Crossing Lo-Fi every time. You probably do. Whenever it comes on. What's got you so busy though, Laura, you know? I mean, I understand Elijah's busy. I mean, he has a child. What, you have a cat. What's going on in your life? joking. Messing with you, partially. Cats are hard. I disagree. I have a Cinnamon. And you want to know what Cinnamon's up to? She's sitting behind my computer on the windowsill. Just napping. How's Cinnamon doing? Oh, she's doing great. She clipped her nails again. And that was interesting. It was a team effort. She got treats after. I've actually been getting a lot done that I've been putting off this past week. No, it's fair. I understand. I'll just be over here, waiting in anticipation. Are you able to get on this weekend? I'm all alone this weekend. Hannah has plans. And I'm staying home with Cinnamon. Wait, okay, so I clipped my nails. I clipped my cat's nails for the first time in a while. And I used one of those meat tube snacks to distract her, and she did so good. Yeah, a meat one? I feel like that's not the best way to describe it. I feel like it's more like a yogurt tube snack, but we had one of those as well. Cinnamon didn't care too much. I think what it was is that we tried using a blanket, and I don't think Cinnamon enjoyed being like that confined. Like we haven't wrapped her up in a blanket before. She did fine once we got going. Like, it wasn't like it was painful or anything. She just didn't enjoy being trapped. That's what I call them. It's cursed to say meat tube. They are I know they are technically. No, I think Cinnamon's just not used to it too much. She doesn't like being... She already doesn't enjoy being held too much. Or like sitting on a lap for too long. But I'm slowly warming her up to becoming a lap cat. She fell asleep on my lap this week. These are steps. I've only had her for a week, I think. Time's flying. 2 weeks. So about this weekend, I'm at Elijah's until Sunday. Just take your computer, please. But this weekend is Canada Thanksgiving, so I get Monday off. I don't have Monday off. You don't even need to take your computer, actually. He's got computers there. Does have my old PC there, so I could technically play from there. Exactly. Just want a friend. I usually get the most work done on the server over the weekend. And we've been staying home with Cinnamon. We could hop on and prank me. Am I a part of the pranking of myself? I'm home. Hannah's the one that's not. Sure, you can be. Sweet. I gotta think of something that you can prank me with that I actually need. Okay, I got it. We cover the dome in slime blocks. I don't even need that much slime. Think of something better. It'd be really cool looking. And a very easy cleanup process. You can place all the TNT. No, I don't want to blow up my base. Ooh, that would be so good. Okay, hear me out. We cover the dome in TNT. Okay, I'm listening. I Truthfully, I think anytime you work with TNT around someone's base, you may as well plan for that TNT to blow up. Like, just expect it to somehow accidentally blow up. My luck would be it would get struck by lightning before I see it. Oh, I didn't know there was a lightning rod there. Oh, there goes the dome. I'd be so sad. That dome took so much time because we didn't have elytras at the time. I built that in... Okay, whoa, we need to take 2 steps back right now. I built that entire floating island and dome without an elytra. I completely forgot about that. And I built it in like 3 nights. Okay, that is wild. Now, why would you do that to yourself? I wanted a base. I was excited about what I had designed, and we were okay. I think I had built that dome, and I had it for almost 2 weeks before we even went to the end and got elytras. So it's like it would have been a good month before I would have been even able to build the entire floating island and dome if I waited for elytras and shulker boxes. I didn't even have shulker boxes. You want to know how? I think I did about 15 trips from my storage room to like that middle floating island to just transfer all of the materials I needed. Like I emptied my inventory, I went and grabbed a full inventory, brought it over, emptied my inventory, brought over another inventory of items. And I did that like 15 times. I don't even think I had a trident at that time. I think I eventually got one later on. During the building process of it, I had a trident. I remember that. It does make it have a cool backstory. Exactly. You want to know the cool backstory of this trident? Maya gave it to me as a Christmas present. I had this thing for so long. Oh my god, I got one too. Yeah, no, this is the one I got. Now I just have tridents and junk chests because I get so many randomly. I have a screenshot of all of us with... Do you actually? That's amazing. That's, like, extremely rare. We can take 2 more steps back here, Laura. Back then, the idea of even you being around on the server, it was just a myth. I'd have to dig it up, but I do. Wouldn't it be on your old computer? Do you just have it saved somewhere else? Remember I joined on Christmas morning and wished everyone a Merry Christmas? Aw, you're so kind. What was it? I know on New Year's. I was playing on New Year's on the server. And it was me and Dan Gone Mining. And I think I don't know, I was probably up till 1 a.m. And I remember I was like, Happy New Year's, Dan. As I'm just playing here. Might be on my old PC that we deleted all the screenshots. I might cry. I love that. Yeah. You should have saved the screenshots. If you're gonna save anything before you wipe a computer, I mean, now you know. There's no going back at this point. But if you ever get a new computer and you're moving on from your old one, you grab your Minecraft screenshot folder. I have mine from my old computer. Wasn't many at the time, which is kind of crazy because I had it for such a long time. I just didn't take screenshots. I still don't take screenshots here. Jeez. Um, still don't take any. I 100% was on one of the servers during New Year's. Completely forgot about all the screenshots. I was so sad when I remembered. I take so many screenshots, it's ridiculous. Ah, well, time for new memories, right? We already went down the screenshot rabbit hole recently, didn't we? See what I need to do, Laura? I need to go find my old Xbox 360 and grab a copy of every, like, all of the main worlds that I had on it. I know I still have my first Minecraft world that was on that one. The first time I ever played Minecraft wasn't on my own device. It was on, I think I was I think my cousin was playing it. I was like, what are you playing there? And I ended up playing on his device at the time. Oh God, please do a stream of all the old worlds. They're not on computer though. I don't know how I would like transfer it. I'd have to. I don't know. There'd be ways. I could get a video capture card. Do they even make those for 360s anymore? Just record your TV and with it on it. Yeah, I'm sure there'd be a way to do it. It would be so laggy. I remember my house to the T almost. I remember all the little weird secrets. Like my on my first world that I'm thinking of my own world. Um my house was partially built out of wool, and it wasn't like all the same colored wool, but like the first floor was just a mixture of wool and random blocks I had at the time because I needed some place to be in. And at that time I just kept running into sheeps and at that you didn't need shears to shear a sheep at that time. Essentially you would just punch it and you'd get like a handful of wool. And I think by the time I found an area that I was like, oh, this looks nice, I had like a stack of wool, probably not a stack, but 30 blocks, which felt like a lot at the time. Why is that the most noob Minecraft thing ever? Random block house, it was. And then I would just stack the house up, and it was just, I don't even remember like the full shape of it. It was probably like a rectangle. Hello, D Clark, by the way. But it was like, it was probably a square. I don't know. It was a very small and tight house, but I just kept stacking it up, and I would just have a ladder, and it would just be different blocks, each one. Uh, it was stupid. You gotta remember, at this point in time in Minecraft, there was like 10 blocks. Not actually, it was more than that, but there's like 10 things you could use. Glass, that was cool. Oh, the good old Minecraft days, yep. At that point in time, people didn't know the limitations of Minecraft. So it's like, well, how high can I build up into the air? Oh my goodness, there's a limit. Well, how deep can I dig? So you dig straight down, and at that point in time, I don't think there was a brightness slider in Minecraft, so you couldn't turn your brightness up. And if you dug straight down at that time, your screen would just go pitch black, but you could still hear the blocks breaking. And eventually the block stopped breaking. And you're just in this deep, dark hole. And you're like, why can't I keep mining? Like, what is this block? It's bedrock. And these are like my experiences with me learning the limitations of Minecraft. Remember the fog you couldn't get rid of when you were by bedrock? Oh my goodness. I think they didn't they completely remove bedrock fog? I have no idea anymore. Oscar, hello, welcome on in. How are you? D. Clark, I hope you're doing well. Sorry, you came in on a tangent. Spent a whole summer playing Minecraft with my cousin on the PS4, and I would pay so much to be able to go back to that world. Really, you would? See, I'm over here. I think there was a moment in time where I officially, like, closed up my Xbox for the last time. I did a walkthrough of my favorite worlds, and I don't think I have any pull to go back to into them. There's one, and there's only one world that I do have a pull to go back into, and it's simply because I can't. I never was able to have my final walkthrough of it. I don't think I was ever done with the world. It was the world I had probably put the most time into, and it got corrupted. And it was terrible. It was hours upon hours probably gone. Probably not nowhere near what I have now in this world. Probably not even a percentage of it. Are you ever done with a world? At that point in time, yeah. Um, not anymore. I just want to see how much you've improved. I'll see if I can find it, Lara. Oh, I've improved though. I've been playing the game for nearing on 14 years though. They did remove it, you think? Okay. I know, it's just listened to. Okay. Well, Lara over here got me down memory lane once more. We often like to do that. No, I'm pretty sure I could still find the first world I ever made. I don't know where my Xbox is. Actually, I think I do know where it is. I think it's sitting in my parents' entertainment system, entertainment thing. For watching DVDs. I'm a very nostalgic person. That's fair. Okay, Thad, wait. What are your top 3 games? Halo's got to be up there. Just the Halo franchise. Um, Minecraft has to be without a doubt. Then a number 3. I don't even know how many games I've played. Is the hardest thing. How do you not know I liked Halo? I had an Xbox. That's without a doubt. If you had an Xbox, you just know. Um, the old like Nintendo Mario, where you probably I never beat the game at least, and you would have like 5 lives you started out with, and you would eventually. I mean, you could get more lives like in different levels, but if you lost all your lives, it just fully reset you. So it's like you'd get to the sand world, and then you were done. And there's some nostalgia in that one for me. Hello, been a while since I've been able to catch a stream. Oh, that's all right there, Clackle Clock. Think I recognize your name. It's always a fun one. How are you doing there, Clock? It's good to see you. That sounds painful, but it was so fun. And like the whole thing with Mario at that time, there were so many secrets in the game you would accidentally stumble upon. I don't even like I don't even know how you would stumble upon him at times. It's like, how did I know that me hitting this random block was going to cause a vine to grow out of it and go into the sky, which unlocks a different part of the map I'm in, the world, not even the world. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what they're called, but you get the point. Super Mario Bros. 3. That was a game that I never turned off the Nintendo. It would stay on all weekend since there was no save options. Yeah, it's different. That was always infuriatingly random. I don't know. That one stands out with me. Is it called Super Mario's 3? I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah, yeah, I think it is that one. God, the game cartridge would break and you'd like blow on it to make it work. Oh, that one's got to be up there. I don't know if it's top 3, but it's one of like the ones I wish I could go back and like have fun with. I've like seen like TikTok clips of the art style of it, and it just it's a hit at the heart. I'm fine, but I feel a sense of guilt, and you don't know why. Okay, that's fair. You're free to share clock, but you don't have to either. Shouldn't be any guilt around here for not making a stream, though. But you're also just welcome to hang out. I always felt I needed to buy magazines with the walkthroughs. Because the internet didn't exist yet. Blowing on the game cartridge, now that's nostalgia. My God, always do that. You had to blow on it. I don't know if it did anything. I mean, it felt like it did something. Oh, now I'm unlocking things for D. Clark and Oscar. I had to jam a piece of paper into the cartridge. So the cartridge was a better fit and work, so it wouldn't like wiggle out. Oh my goodness. I meant to say a not you. Okay. Well, you're free to just hang out and let things dissolve there. Clock o'clock. Would sit in my barracks room all weekend and play it. How far did you get? Did you get past the sand world? I can't. I have no memories of getting past the sand world. I mean, maybe something in there, but I feel like at that point you'd already have like a few hours into it, and you'd be like, well, gotta move on. Days are coming to an end. Okay, okay. I'm gonna lurk now. Dinner is ready. It was lovely talking to you all. Sounds good there, Laura. You enjoy your lurk. It's great talking with you. Come on back if you want. I'll be here for a little while. Phone on cartridges works. I've done it with the DS, 3DS, and Switch. It works. Yeah, with the help of a friend, we beat it. Did you actually? That's amazing. They don't make games like that anymore. Now they have save options. That sounds like a bunch of extra work with coding. Gotta make a save thing. Everything was saved on the cartridge. Anyway, it's been an hour. I need to take a break. But Halo Mario is probably up there. It's like one of the first games I can remember playing. And Minecraft. But it's like Terraria is up there for me. Mountain Blade, that franchise. There's a whole bunch of them. I really enjoyed their Bannerlord, which was their recent one. Um, There's a few others. I'd have to here. I got Steam open. Um, Don't Starve is definitely up there for me. I love that game. Love the art style. Sea of Thieves is up there, actually, I'd say. I just wish I could get more people together for it. The only Assassin's Creed that I've played, Black Flag, I played that uh year and a half ago, I think. Loved the storyline. Skyrim is definitely up there. You know what? I'm gonna play Mario 3 right now. Now you're just rubbing it in. My favorite series, Assassin's Creed. I've seen like things on it and all that. Truly, D Clark, the only like bit of it that I have any knowledge of is the Black Flag one. It's the only one I played. I never watched anyone play through it. It was a refresher not knowing anything about a game, truthfully. Putting it on Hollow Knight. So I've been slowly playing it here. I just recently clock o'clock. I got it during the summer sale. I finally started it a few months back, and then I kind of got stuck in a portion in the beginning, and I just couldn't figure out where the heck I should go. So I took a break from it, and then about 3 weeks ago, I played it again. Not even 2 weeks ago, 2 weekends ago, I played it a little bit and I was having so much fun with it. I do enjoy the art style. I enjoy like the sounds in it, if that makes sense. I think it's one of the ones that it could definitely end up there on the top ends of the list. Anyway, I said I was going to take a break. So this is a good time for anyone else to take a break as well. Stand up, grab a drink of water if you haven't, grab a snack if you're feeling hungry. Otherwise, I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Hope everyone took their break there. Cinnamon's collar that we ordered with her name on it. It finally just arrived, so helped Hannah with putting that on. We'll see how she does. We'd gotten a temporary collar for her, and yeah, I took it off the very same night because she was messing with it too much, and I got tired of it. We'll see how this one goes. Anyway, where are we? Terraforming this at the moment. I think I got all the moss patches in that I want. I think after that, I just kind of want to add some dirt patches in here and there. And we'll go from there. Elfie, hello, how are you? Welcome on in. How do we want to do this? I think we just do some small ones here and there. This is like one of those things I'm not 100% certain on just yet. The moss patches was quite easily, it just kind of spontaneously around. She'll get used to her collar. Ah! What else did we do? That was about it. Just something like this. Maybe I'll just have a patch of it right here. Just did some rooted dirt. Yeah. We could just go off of something like that. Yeah, that feels right. I have to grab some more coarse dirt. Too much. See, I had tried out pathways, but it just stands out too much, I think. It's like too much of a, I don't know, too much of a yellow, I guess. feel like the browns worked better. I might come back through and add some more bushes along this pathway. Shrubbery, I don't know. Similar to what we did here. We'll see how it looks once we get going with more stuff. And then, like, every time we add, like, a boulder or something, we'll put a bit of coarse dirt around it. If we do something where a log is laying down from a fallen tree, we'll do something there. I think even with some of the bushes, we threw in some coarse dirt around it. Some of them? I don't know. Looks like we did here. Must have only done it in the one. I like it, though. Be interesting to see this style I'm doing on a bigger scale. I think it'll still look good. We'll see what happens. Because I'll probably do a very similar style for the hilly plains, for this hilly plains biome I'm working on. Probably with bigger boulders towards the bottom. I don't know. It's already like a little more rockier in parts of it. Or this is going to be all flat. Ah. Too many blocks. You know, I always question if I should have double layered some of this stuff. I think part of this answers it. Constant falling into emptiness. So many dolphins. Where are the plane mobs? Passive mobs? There's a cow. Um, I have no idea. I'll be honest. Uh, I think what happened when I transferred these chunks from the server, every entity just got deleted. So, like, the game is like starting from nothing. And since there is so much of my terrain that is like not what it once was, like, this is an ocean. I don't know if passive mobs spawn in an ocean biome. I don't think they do. And then it's like the few that I do, and then Wandering Trader, the few ones that I do have, I don't know where they came from. If they did just like spawn in naturally, they should have eventually, but like I got a few pigs, and there's a cow, there's a chicken over there, I know. I know if I go a little bit this way, there's loads of passive mobs in this forest. Yeah, if we look at the map here. There's loads of them. For some odd reason, there's none anywhere else. And Pope, a 10-month resub with a 10-month streak. My goodness. You're almost near a year. How are you doing? It's great to see you. Passive mobs can't spawn in ocean biomes. Well, that answers part of it. It's like I got an army of them over here, and I think since there's so many like on the outskirts, the game doesn't want to like spawn any in where they're able to actually spawn. I don't know. But there's like none in like a good 100 block radius of the mountain. No passive mobs. But Pope, I really appreciate the resub. I recognize you. I know you. Been a while, doing alright, my guy. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. We're just doing some terraforming, you know, who would have known? Uh, Not on the mountain, though. Working on making this custom plains biome here. The mountain is too intimidating. It is. We see the mountain's passive mob is skeleton horses, actually. Nah, you might be thinking, what the heck are you on about? Well, if we just take a flight on over here, there's a skeleton horse. There's a skeleton horse. This will be two more down there. I don't think there's any more on this side, but there should be a few more over here, I think. I think there's one on the box. Two more on the box. Mountain is intense. Yeah. It's definitely grown in stature over the over the last year, 2 years. You've done so much since I've seen last. Really? I don't recall when you were last here, so it's hard to remember what you have seen and what you haven't. But yeah, we've done a lot of work on the front. Why is there so many? I don't think I've ever encountered one before. I think I've had two or three skeleton horses like get activated, and then the skeletons just die on them eventually, and then the skeleton horses just don't despawn. So they just kind of they've started to wander the mountain at times. It's an old world. Weird things happen. But yeah, no, there's always practice going on, of course, Pope. Nothing's ever finished, so you don't expect anything to be finished, of course. It's actually like easier to fly through the entrance to get from one side of the mountain to the other now, to go through it. I feel like the last time you were here, we were probably still working on the perimeter of getting the first layer of peaks done. And we had finished that a while back now. where I just kind of started the transition from the slope going up into starting to work on peaks. It's incredible. Thank you. Still going strong. Just less time as always. Not enough time. Does the mountain need to be so big? I think it's the biggest mega base I've ever seen. Well, it's not my base. It's for a Dwarven Kingdom. So the mountain is a side project. I'm joking. It's the main project at the moment. I joke that it's a side project because I started the mountain so I could. Well, actually, there's a few reasons. The mountain at first was meant to just be a practice. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was only supposed to go like till like there, and then roughly around there, and then it would wrap around. Just a quick project I was hoping at the time. And then the more I worked on it, I slowly was thinking. I was like, maybe I'll start the build I've been thinking about doing for since the beginning of Minecraft, basically, which was to build this absurdly crazy underground build. And then I kind of added a theme to it, which was the dwarven theme. And I love dwarves. I love the dwarves and Lord of the Rings and all that. So it kind of transitioned into that with my thing. And then as I kept working on it, I was like, I'm going to start my dream build, which was having a huge dwarven kingdom, essentially. Well, in order to actually be able to build such a kingdom, I needed a large space to work with. And so we started the mountain. We started expanding the mountain. And then it got out of hand, and we're like, well, I kind of thought, this U shape would be nice. And then I was like, how the heck do I wrap this thing around? So we got the U shape. How do I wrap it around? So I don't know, I wrapped it around here, and then I was like, we'll make it touch the water here, and we'll have a little jet out there, and then just kept going, and here we are. It's a mountain, Giz. How are you as well? So we just kind of kept going. I've never felt intimidated by the project. Just will take time. Main culprit was Channel Point Redemptions to extend the mountain. That was more of just to work on the mountain, not actually extend. People always gave me slack that it was extend the mountain. It was more just to work on it. Artistic license took over. Love it. It totally did. I was like, well, it doesn't. We have such a large front area. The rest of it has to also equal that. We can't just have a facade and only have one front to look to it, which is what it kind of is at the moment. We do have it wrapped all the way around. But just kept going. And I still don't consider this to be my base. So it started a small project. You just got motivated and it got out of hand. It's one way. It's one way to say it. Yeah. Still not intimidated by the project. I have, without a doubt, I know we're gonna finish this project eventually. At least the mountain of it. We're gonna finish the mountain, without a doubt. Texturing the mountain, that's another story. We'll probably just have areas where it's textured more than others. And gradient and shading and all that. Like main areas, you'll see like the front is gonna look beautiful. More backside might not look as beautiful as the front, but that's besides the point. We'll work on areas as we want to. And then, we got the entrance to the Dwarvish Kingdom here. And we designed this so long ago now. This entrance is probably nearing on 3 years old from when I designed it. then started one of the larger rooms in the Dwarven Kingdom, which is the Pillared Hall, which is mainly based from the movies. In Lord of the Rings, we see a Pillared Hall like this. And it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, I want to build that. I want to give it a shot. I've seen a few other people build it before and how they thought it would look. This is my view on it. I don't know. So, 3.5 years later, we're at 1 million stone placed on the mountain and hundreds of blocks, hundreds of thousands of blocks placed. What will go in the Pillar Hall? It's decoration. There is no purpose to any of this beyond just building it for decoration purposes. Like this isn't meant to be my base. Eventually I'm gonna be near a closer end product, and most of this stuff that I'm using for storage is I'm probably just gonna tear it down, and it'll probably be like a slow tear down of the storage as I slowly there'll be parts of this thing that I finish, don't even know how many years down the road. But then I'll probably be working on a bigger project, like I gotta work on the Void eventually, so I'll probably have a storage unit closer to that. I don't understand Minecraft bases, if I'm being fully honest. This is the closest I have, is that little storage area to a base. I don't understand them though, because if you have a base, eventually you finish the base, right? And then you go and work on other projects, and then you're never at that base. And then you always have to go back to it to get stuff, and you're like grabbing a few shulkers of materials at a time. It's like, why not just put the entire storage unit over here temporarily, and then just move it as I need to work on it? Bring the materials I need, like every last material I need for it. And then you just work off of that. For example, at the moment we started working on this outer layer, so we're working on this port city here, medieval port city, and I have a storage kind of started going up here. This is probably the third rendition of this storage. Don't even ask how many different times the storage for the mountain has changed. It's probably been like a good 7 different times I've redone that storage over there. Like, this is a majority of blocks I need for this build and the surrounding area. Just a place to call home in the world? I guess. I live out of an ender chest. I don't know. I play Minecraft a little bit different than other people. I'm sure there's people that play like me, that's for sure. That's without a doubt. But I definitely play it a little bit different, where I don't see the need for a base. I don't want to call the mountain my base. I mean, people say I should make it into a base, so I just keep going back to it as like a little show off. But that sounds like a waste of time. We'll see what happens, though. I've changed my ideas in this world countless times over the years. What happens here? The longer you work on something, the more chances that you'll come up with a new idea and work it into what you already have. It's all one block at a time in this world. Minecraft is such an open-ended game that everyone plays differently, and people prioritize and like different parts of the game. Oh yeah, absolutely. No, that's why it's always funny when people are like, "You're cheating." It's like, well, no, maybe that's just how they like to play. You can't cheat in your own world. I mean, if you're playing on a server, then it's a little bit different. But you're playing in your own world, there's no cheating, in a sense. But yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of how I play the game. It's my dream build, and I'm taking my time on it, and I'm not gonna not make it to the scale that I think it should be. Ooh. It's all up to interpretation for me. I'm not going off of anything crazy apart from just the few things we see in the Lord of the Rings movies. And then the rest is just what I think works. And there's been loads of ideas that other people have come up with since I streamed. There's been a bunch of ideas that you guys have come up with. They have always been interesting. Some of them I write down. Do a lot of work, but you don't overwork yourself. It's a very good trait. Yeah, we take our time. That's for sure. I get slack sometimes for how much time I do take off on some of the projects. Like this year in particular, I definitely took a step back from the mountain. I think last year we had placed probably 70% of what is now on the mountain. Like 70% of the blocks were placed in the last year, like the last year and a half, essentially, was 70% of the stone blocks were probably placed then. So about 2 years ago, if you were to compare where it's at right now, I think it wouldn't even be it would be 30% of what's there. We had a good amount done. Like, don't deny it. But definitely needed to take a moment's break from placing stone. I hit 1,000,000 stone blocks, and it was a bit of a realization of how crazy that actually is for placement of blocks. As B-dubs would say, it was just a backdrop. See, that was part of the inspiration there, Alfie. Is that the mountain was supposed to just be a backdrop at one point. When I first started it, it was a practice build when I first started it. Most of the stuff I do is just practice builds at that point in time. It was a practice build, and I was just gonna do a facade, and I was just gonna make a quick mountain. It wasn't gonna be that quick, truthfully, and it definitely isn't now. But it was just gonna be it wasn't gonna be too much there. It would have been like from that point to that point, it would have wrapped around, and then I was gonna have a bunch of stuff I was gonna build out here. There's this backdrop. Did stuff when you want and not when others tell you. B-dubs is wise. B-dubs is a great builder. That's for sure. I think he's a great builder, but both me and him, we have different build styles and we think a little bit differently. I think his builds look great. I don't like all of it though. That's the whole thing with all that. With it all being, I mean, you look at if you look at it like as an art piece, people will be like, I don't really like that art piece. It's good. I don't like it. That's the whole thing. There's a lot of experimentation with stuff still in Minecraft. And he definitely loves to mess around with different ideas. And it's really funny. There's been a few times where he looks back on some of his ideas and he's like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, well, I'm glad you realized. Because I thought the same thing. Absolute amazing, though. Huge inspiration for just building in Minecraft in general. And it's one of those things, like, he doesn't, like, he knows he's a good builder and all, but he won't. It's not like to the point where he's like, he still questions his stuff. And it's like, I know I do the same thing. It's like, I know I can build stuff. I know I build decent looking stuff. Probably an understatement. But I still question it every single time I make a decision. It's like, was that really right? Does that actually look good? Have I been working on this for this amount of hours and maybe I'm just losing it at this point? I just want to finish it and I'm like, yeah, that looks good. Patience is a big thing with building. Like this little house back here, this entire thing from this little terraforming to the bridge all the way over, it was probably a good 12 hours of building. And it's just something small. For doing big things or little things, or little details, uh, um, both. I like to do big builds with very little details in them. Goodness gracious, there's so many traders. I think if you are doing a big, and it's what people usually say is mega builds. I have a strong opinion with mega builds and all that, and I think mega builds are slowly getting transitioned with how people think about them. But a lot of times that I've seen in the past with mega builds is is it's a huge build and it's glorious on its own. But I think a lot of time with those mega builds, people don't take a moment, an extra few steps to add in small details into it, which is what I'm doing. It's like I'm doing a big build, but I want to go the extra few miles and add every last little detail I can. So like if we take a look at this entrance. This entrance here, I don't know how tall it is. It's probably about 50 blocks tall. Like on why. And I it's not just it's detailed to the best I can probably do, and there's gonna be more. I want to add armor stand stuff. I've been messing around with them here and there when I can. But we'll probably have like people up there and then in armor and all that. Maybe we'll have a guard or two just at the entrance here. It's like people got to go the extra mile here. We'll even just take a little look over in my creative world because I've done some messing around on just small scale there. It's a mess. We haven't been in this creative world in a long time. But if we go and enter in here and we look at what I plan on doing for the box walls, like this is the pillared hall here at the moment, just to get a reference point. What I plan on doing is having this kind of as a for the wall, and I gotta find it where I did them. But I did some. It's a huge wall, of course, but then there's also it's like you break it down, and there's even little rooms that we're gonna be decorating. And it's like we go out. Wow, I even used a pot. That's crazy. So really, only that long ago? How long have we had these big pots in the game? Sorry, I had to close and reopen Twitch because it was glitching and I missed a bit of what you said. Oh, it's fine. You asked if I like doing big things or little details, and I like doing. I want to put both together essentially. I want to do a big build with every last little detail I can put into it. So like we're in my creative world for my solo world now, and it's like this is the wall for the pillared the box, the big box with the pillars, the pillared hall. And I'm planning on doing like this huge. I mean, this is an insane amount of detail, but it's like even like we go on to the ramparts of it, and every last room should be detailed to the end of it. Yeah, I feel like Minecraft content went through this craze with weird block palettes and using roadblocks for stuff. Some worked, but lots looked janky. Yeah, and they did. They really did. They're still kind of going through it, I would say. It's just getting a little bit better. um, but there's still lots of people that just go all out on the texturing of stuff and the gradient of it was the gradients. The gradients really took over for a little while, and then it transitioned into gradient and texturing. And it was just like a flat wall, and it looked good. I still definitely prefer where there's actual dimension to it. Every creator tried to be unique with it. Yeah, gradients look nice. They do. I'm just saying, I don't think people go the full extra step with it. So here, if we go into another creative world, I messed around with gradients a little bit. I've messed around with gradients here and there. I think they're good in certain spots, but I think if you want dimension for a build, you gotta add dimension, and the gradient just doesn't look as good with the dimension of it, because then you actually get shadows from other stuff. But here I kind of like messed around with a little bit of gradient stuff, um, where under like these little staircases I threw tough blocks in there, and you don't really notice it too much, but if it wasn't there, it would be a lot of just the smooth stone and lighter gray look. This is my base. I actually built a base for once. It's been years since I built a base, but this is kind of my base on a server at the moment I'm playing on. But there'll be times where I throw in a little bit of area where it's like it can be a little bit darker and it makes sense. And it's like even here, I like using deep slate and tough, and I throw it all together and it comes together. But I'm still much more built dance space. I'm much more of a person that enjoys the actual 3D feel of stuff instead of just going for a gradient. Gradients are great for modern builds, I've noticed. I think anything more medieval and old style looking, we have so many blocks already that we can use that adds a little bit of shadow into stuff. This stuff I just quickly built. I'm not the proudest of this. I'm not too proud of these little castles I did, but it was simple. It's like threw this one together, and I don't know. Mess around with greens a little more at the moment. Where else can we go? Go over here. These were older builds. Much older, but mess around. Oh, this is a year back now. Has it already been a year? Yeah, I think it has. Mess around with some stuff here. Like Roman/Greek builds aren't done enough. Oh man, we should introduce you to Jessie. She's doing is it more Greek, I would say? I don't know. Egyptian, that sort of stuff. I'm with you there though. There's been a few builds in the past that I've seen with the Greek stuff. Not enough. I definitely prefer my more medieval stuff. This dome and the arches, it was me messing around. I've never built a dome before. And it kinda Egyptian, you'd say Egyptian, okay. So, had fun with it. Hi D Clark. Hope you're enjoying stream. Ooh, ideas. I don't know. Gradients are good. It's just always just a little bit further I think people can go with building. That even goes for myself. It's like I've gotten some builds to the point where they're at a good level. Like if we fly over and we just go back to this random house I built just one day. Went over a few days. It's just I didn't stream the building of the bridge and the little bit of terraforming I did for it. But I look at this one, it's like, got a pathway, we got like texture and all that, and it's like I could have done a little more on the outside. That's the only thing I would say is not done with this little build here. But it's like, got the house is fully decorated and all that. There's an interior for it. It's simple, but you know, it's here. I could have done an armor stand or two. We didn't mess around with armor stands too much here. Got an axe. That's like, even like right here, there's a little bit of terraforming. The last thing I would have done for this is I would have made a few custom trees. I wanted I would love at some point maybe to make a little bit larger of a dark oak tree and have them like hang over the house a little bit. Like an old cartoon, scary looking thing where the trees are all like encroaching in. And that would be like the final details I would say for this. It's like, I love it. I absolutely love it. There's not much more I want to touch with it for a very long time. I would say it's basically finished. It's just, there's always something more you can do for a build. Ah, Mounds Bloom then. And everyone has a different view with building and all that. It's just, I don't know. Such an open-ended, it's an open world, open sandbox game. You can do anything. At the end of the day. Nah, we don't want to use that block. Use coarse dirt. That's easy to get. Rooted dirt, that's valuable. Had to go mine that in the world. Long tangent. I know. Didn't really end anywhere, but... Glass dome feels Victorian. It's a cute cottage. Oh, thank you. It is. It was inspired off of like a Skyrim house. If you ever played Skyrim before, there's a lot of like little houses where it's just one room and everything is in the one room and there's usually a fire. So, you know, whenever I'm in my solo world, it's whenever I'm building something, I want to do every last thing I can for it to feel like a complete build. And it's at the moment everything is at the terraforming part of it, where it's like, all right, I gotta build the land first, and then I gotta make the land look nice looking, and then I'm able to start kind of doing some building and all that. It's like, got some stuff started here. Like I know a bunch of this stuff is, I'm kind of trying to work with the more natural look of the Minecraft generation since I need stuff to be flat. So it's no point for me to terraform any of this. But everything on the outside needs to be terraformed. It's an endless cycle. I also just enjoy terraforming. I enjoy building though. We started this medieval port city because we had been working so long on the mountain and doing so much in this world where I didn't actually get any. I hadn't done building for a long time. I'd done stuff on servers here and there, but I needed another way to just kind of do a few medieval builds that I just never was able to have fun doing. So we were always working on placing stone. So we started this project. And it wasn't out of the blue. I knew I wanted a port city here. It was gonna be medieval. I like medieval stuff. So, I just started it. It's been fun joining the stream, but it's getting late. Bye. Oh, good there, clock o'clock. I'm glad you were enjoying stream. Don't take my word as the way you should play Minecraft either. This is just the way I think of it all. Everyone has different looks on Minecraft. But you have a good night. It was great chatting with you. And hope to see you again soon. I think one of the most interesting things with Minecraft is watching someone that is new to Minecraft build. And I'm not saying like the people that just, I mean, they're new and they just have no idea to build. It's more the people that take the little bit of extra time, they're patient with building, and they do this absolute amazing builds for what I would consider for them being so early on in Minecraft. And it's so intriguing how they think some things through. Because they're still just kind of exploring some of the things they like. They obviously, as a person, have an interest in what they prefer. But it's so interesting. So it's been fun watching D Clark play Minecraft and looking at his builds. Or even Jessie over the last 3 years. Man, has she become a great builder. Don't tell her I said that. I'm joking. But it's been so fun to watch her over the last 3 years. Same with like Oscar. Man, I remember finding it was because of Alfie I found Oscar. But man, watching Oscar over these last few years as well has been just amazing. And I mean, Oscar's over here. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna build the World of Oz." And I'm like, "Man, that's a big build." Like I'm like thinking it through. It's like, oh yeah, he's gonna start with the palette. Like he already had Kansas started, which wasn't too much at the time. And he had an area picked out for the Emerald Palace. And I was like, what are you gonna do when you have to actually build with green? There's not. It's kind of hard to build with green, and man, Oscar, I don't know if you're still listening. You're probably not, but man, you have exceeded my expectations for what you could do with green, and just that entire palace. I'm beyond impressed with what you've done with what you have chosen to build. Don't make fun of my sad I'm not making fun of your builds at all, D. Clark. My goodness, no. I think your builds are amazing. And little builds, by the way, they're some of my favorites sometimes. My little cottage I built here is one of my favorite things I've done. Anytime someone new comes in, I love pointing it out. I know you're messing with me, but I think you're an amazing builder for being so much newer to Minecraft. So funny looking at it from a distance. I go through this constant cycle of trying to build a mega build, lots of energy early on, then just not play the game for a while. And I think a lot of people have gotten into that cycle, Alfie. And it's a lot of people have done it. Annoyingly in different servers, so not much progress. Yeah. And it's like I think a majority of people do that to themselves that do enjoy Minecraft and can put in a lot of hours when they have passion for something, and then they burn themselves out because it's such a big project they put on their shoulders, and well, they burn themselves out. They get into this just monotonous grind that Minecraft can have at times. And then it always it goes right to the point where it's like they got to take a break and they just don't come back to the game for a long time. I think sometimes it's best to just try out a small build. You can do mega builds. I will never stop someone from doing something that they have a lot of passion for, but I think if you're ever feeling burnt out on something, just take a step back on it. Like if you so what if you move on from one project to another? You can always come back to it. You might not enjoy it. Like you might be like, "Man, I had so many ideas for that project. Oh, I'm so sad I just haven't gotten back to it yet." Well, you still could. If it's not on a server, of course. Let's, for example, this is the like third time I've used this entranceway. Each time a little bit different. I actually third time I've built it, but the first time was both at the same time. Essentially, it was just replicated on two sides of a village. But this is the second time I'm reusing this thing that I built in the past because I absolutely love it. There was this tower and then a little archway entrance, and then there was another tower. This time I built the tower, archway, and then I built a house. A little bit of patchwork. I don't know. We never get anything done in these streams. It's just I fully understand the joy in making mega builds. I mean, you look at the build I'm working on, my base at the moment, which is very odd for me to say. I still don't think of it as a base. Everything's just all decorational on it. But anyway, my base on the server that I've been playing on, it's that big dome and the bridges at the moment. I've definitely hit a point where I'm a little bit I don't have as much energy for it, and I just kind of moved on to the next project. The main reason I ran out of energy was because I ran out of blocks. I didn't have enough blocks for the build. It started it so early on that server, like it was third week of the server, probably not even second week, and I was like, "Oh, this is a good location." And I started messing around and creating. I was made the floating island with the dome on it. I knew I wanted bridges to it, and it's like so many blocks, and so much time was spent in collecting blocks, and I would get just enough blocks to build the portion I wanted to build, and then I was out and I couldn't continue, and it just took a little bit of step back. So then I started working on a little mountain on the world. Ran out of blocks on. I ran out of dirt out of all blocks. I asked everyone on the server. I was like, "I'll buy this dirt from you if you can spare any." I think I went through all of their dirt as well. Um, started digging dirt on my own, and I dug a shulker of dirt, and it was the most boring thing ever. Just digging a shulker of dirt, and I've dug like 50 shulkers of sand in one sitting. Doesn't take as long as you think it would. Um, it was like, is this so boring? Usually, I get all my dirt just from working on other projects like uh, flattening everything here under the mountain. So I've gotten a lot of dirt. Builds here and there. It's like I usually like to gather resources by starting another project. So that's what I did on the server. I started working on my PvP game, and man, I have enjoyed that game and the process of working on it so much. And I think tonight I was talking with Laura, and I was just kind of going through a few different things I wanted to add to it, and I started thinking about the logic of how the redstone was going to work with it, and I'm re-excited to work on the game. I'm I mean, I myself I have just loved this game for so long. I mean, anyone that's been playing it for as long as I have obviously has just enjoys playing the game and being in this blocky world. And I think especially over the last like 2 to 3 years, um at least last year, in the last year and a half, I'd say. Every time I load up this game, I have just enjoyed it so much, and thank goodness Alex, you have no. I've been waiting for you to pop onto the stream for so long. I hope you have a moment. How are you? I have things I want to show you because I'm so proud of it and I want to see your opinion. I don't even remember where I was. But over the last year and a half, I have just fallen in love with this game so much more. So it's like, it's so easy for me to just start a project and then start another project, go back to the project I had started previously, work on that one a bit more, get a lot done on it in like a month or so, and then go out back into the other project that I was doing, finish that one off. Let's be honest, never finished projects, but I bounce from project to project, and I just with my solo world, it's been a lot easier. It was one of those things when I started the solo world. It was such a relieving thing. It was such a good feeling to have a world that was all mine and I could do whatever in it. Oh, absolutely, bring me there. You've been busy. I understand. I know you've been busy. It's fully understandable. But it's so good to see you. I finally decided on what I wanted to do for the custom plains biome here. And it's basically this right here. This is the little template I've kind of made, a little test amount. And I think I've fallen in love with it. This little style that we got here with a few boulders that we had talked about at some point, and just having moss patches, some dirt patches where the grass gets a little bit shorter around the dirt patch, and some little thicker shrubbery with leaves. There's a stump. Never seen anyone do a stump before, this small anyway. And then a fallen over tree. It's the perfect level of detail, but not too much, right? It's anyway, we've been working on this today, actually, just adding more moss patches and dirt ones on a larger scale, and then I'll be adding the boulders next. But I I'm in love with it at the moment. It's like if you're walking past it, it's like it still looks good, I think. Like the few little like you see a boulder randomly, the leaves add so much to it. I don't know. And we did a custom tree quickly. Not today. This was last week Friday. We might have to move it. But you know, it's just very simple, truthfully, for a custom tree. I love a good custom tree, right? It didn't take long to do, and I'm happy with this sort of stuff. We added like a little bit of more coarse dirt and all that around the under the leaves and all that, which makes sense. Oh, but I wanted to I wanted you to see the custom plains biome because I know me and you we had bounced ideas back and forth one stream for like a good few hours almost probably. Like we had talked about doing farmland and man did I almost did farmland. And then one of the ones I almost did just ruined like ruins throughout it, like just have ruined buildings and all that, but it just didn't make sense. I still wanted to be a plains biome. And this is what I've stumbled upon, and it is beautiful. I love it. Anyway, that's the big thing. I think you made the right decision. I think so as well. I don't think I've struggled this much with the terraforming progress. Farmland can be elsewhere. Exactly. That's exactly what I had thought the entire time. I was like, it would feel too close to everything else. Like it would look great, the farmland. It would look absolutely great, but I would always look at it and probably be like, yeah, it's a little close to everything else. It was a good. It's such like a weird thing to be stumped on, and I don't know. Anyway, otherwise, other big things that we've been doing. This entire week of streams. I've only done two, but apparently this entire week of streams has just been me bouncing around and talking about the things I've done. Um, but there's been a start of a little bit of a gaming area on the server. I'm on the Gen Con server. now for your reference. I don't remember where I had left off. I feel like you had seen the portal, right? Did you see where we had started with a PvP game? I just can't remember. I mix you and Deadeye up in my head still. Oh my god, no. Well, anyway, we started a game area. I designed the portal for it, and I started making a PvP game. And I literally had both Deadeye and Aaron and probably someone else. It may have been Alfie last stream where they were like, you should make a YouTube video on it because I put a lot of hours into this game. It was more of just me saying I've thought about doing YouTube videos before, just like trying it out. The editing sounds monotonous to me. Good night there, Alfie. Appreciate you hanging out as always. But essentially, it's a PvP game with a King of the Hill aspect to it, which is this. At the moment, I just put these blocks here so nobody starts it up on accident. It's a team-based game. So there's a blue team and a red team essentially. This isn't done, by the way. Nothing's ever done. I don't even know why I need to say it anymore. But I have played it once. We'll get to that. But it's a team-based game, King of the Hill aspect to it. So you go and claim the hill by pressing your pressure plate. If you're on the blue team, you go blue side, red side. And I got all the redstone for it. You may have seen the screenshot in the Discord at one point. This is what it's for. It's for my King of the Hill, and it has a full-on, it has the system to change the beacon light into blue or red, and it doesn't break at all if you like double-click the pressure plate. And then there's an entire point system to it, which is this side. It's based off of a comparator that has a hopper feeding in blocks into it, and it takes about 10 minutes for someone would have to hold the flag for 10 minutes to win, essentially. And it's not done yet, the redstone even. There's a few more added things I want to add. I want to have some beacons that turn on throughout the game. Like, if blue team is halfway done with the game, there's going to be like 3 beacon lights on, or 2 beacons light on. And then if they get to near the end, there's going to be a 3rd one, and then the 4th one is the winning beacon, is what I've been thinking. There's a potion dispenser that is on a cooldown, so only red team can use this one. It's on the enemy side. You click the button, the potion actually hits an invisible armor stand that's up here, otherwise it flies really high up. And it's on a minute cooldown. Anonymous! Excuse me! Gifting out 5 subs. I appreciate that. What are these all for? Show yourself. You don't have to, I know you're anonymous, but I appreciate it. I don't think I've ever really had anonymous subs, apart from for the Mountathon. Dr. Jankovic getting one. They're part of my team. Clock got one. They were here. Squeakums, Wandering Widget, and Professor Sherbert. I don't recognize the last one, but the rest of them, I recognize those names. I appreciate it. Holy moly. But anyway, it is a cool idea. And it's like, I have spent, I don't even know how many hours on this build. So it's just like, I got the minute cooldown for a potion here. There's all of that stuff. And it's like, here, I'm about to even blow your mind even further. So, this is a little redstone access. Man, I really appreciate that. I don't get a lot of good subs. I really appreciate that. So I got armor stations, quick armor stations, and I'm assuming you know how those work. You step on the pressure plate, you get everything. Essentially, it puts all the armor on you, gives you a sword, a bow, and then also an arrow. And it's a quick armor station, and there's loads of armor in it. Everything is Curse of Vanishing, so it all disappears. The Unbreaking was just an added thing from the villager I bought it from. But the Infinity I needed to add to it, spent so many hours on it last week and getting the armor set up. But this is kind of what, and then you enter the game by going up this water stream. And I plan to make it bigger. So at the moment, the game is only set up for 2v2 because we had done a demo run of the game. Me, Lige, Lana, or not me, Lige, Lara, and Hannah did a demo run of it last weekend, and man, was it amazing! It was I don't hadn't had that much fun with PvP in a long time, and they all said they had fun. The one critique I had from Lige, which is fine, was at the moment I did a temp setup for the game with golden carrots where you just get one when you go up the stream. Stop it! I command you to stop it, Anonymous! This is too much. Oh, are you getting a gift sub? Pseudo Bones, Beef Daddy, they've been around. Pug Matt getting one, and Galfy, he just went to bed. Appreciate the another 5. Stop it! Just keeps getting better and better. But anyway, so goodness gracious, this is too much. Stop. I just did a temp thing with golden carrots. You get one when you go up the water stream, essentially. And I already knew this was going to be an issue. And he said, essentially, when you kill a player, you can farm golden carrots. And that's just not how I want the game to be. I want people to die of attrition on the hill. Thank you, whoever that was. Yes. Oh, Beef, it's good to see you. How are you doing today? Hope you're, we can think here. We can think your morning's going well. Guessing. But what I plan to do is add a button in each of these spawning rooms where both teams have to hit it, and there'll be an and in the redstone. So this team has to say they're ready, this team has to say they're ready, and then that starts the game when both of them say they're ready. And that's going to start a system all around the game where there's going to be random locations for golden carrots to spawn in the game. So that's how I was going to fix that. I already knew that was going to be an issue, but I'm glad that was like one of the only critiques. I think the other one was people were stepping on the wrong pressure plate for their team, which is fine. I found that just to be kind of part of the game, not going to change it. One thing I had noticed, this line of sight from like you spawn in and then there's just a line of sight right to the middle. I don't want that. I forgot to put something here. I might do a tree or a boulder. But there's just so much has gone into this game. Also, like, you see how I use moss here? Moss can break really easy, especially in PvP. So I put a smooth stone layer under everything. And it's so much thought has gone into this game, and the reason for that, this is the second time I've done this game, this King of the Hill game. The first time I did it was like 8 years ago, I'm guessing. I have no idea. It was like 8 years ago on and it was way simpler. There was no logic to it. There was the beacon light where it would change from one color to the other, and there was no point system. I literally was just a timer, and I would just do it with my brothers, and it was fun at the time. So I have so much passion for this project here. Like, every time I think of a game for a server, this is what I think of, because it's just something I've always wanted to perfect. Anyway, I'm feeling a bit under the weather, but I'm okay besides that. Feeling a bit under the weather? Ah, that's too bad. Well, I'm glad you're doing all right, though, overall. So many PvP games are just an arena. The level of thought in this is insane. And it's so much. Like, here, it's turning night. The entire spawn arena is spawn-proof with just lighting. I have a bunch of hidden lighting under every little carpet here, basically. I just have some lights. It shows you're a genius of the craft. Too complimentary. But, so much passion for this project. Another thing I noticed, so there's this parkour thing right here. I'll show you. So you go up the water stream. At the moment, everything's unfinished, just except that so much is going to look different in the end. I can show the idea for what the battle arena was going to look like, and then you can kind of see like the process through everything, because I designed it in creative, but you'll see what I kind of did for designing. I tried something else out. But there's this parkour here, and I noticed people were having a hard time with it, and it was this jump right here from there was really hard. You had to pixel perfected almost. So I added a trap door, which makes it easier. I know people are saying that, like when I've been streaming and saying this parkour jump was a little bit harder, people are saying the chain part of it is what's scary. I don't think that's true. Like once you kind of get the idea down like that, the chain hitbox is pretty big. It's pretty easy to hit that. It was this right here that I would always get caught on, especially. So I added a trap door. We'll see if people flip it. I don't think people will, but it makes it so much easier. And I noticed that if you did fall in the lava, I mean, you die fast, but that is precious seconds gone that you could be trying to go and get the hill there. And then here, I'll show you the process. So that's a bunch of what I'm thinking. There'll be a lot more stuff that's gonna go into that. Bouncing from world to world today, but yeah, there's the portal. I'm in a creative world now, off the server. This is me working on the redstone, and then I used just some world edit tools to kind of build the arena. So I started with just a 50 just a huge circle. I just created a big sphere to work off of, and then I just kind of threw a whole bunch of random shapes in. I was like, well, I need a way to keep the players in the game, so we built a wall around it. I knew I wanted a river to split the game in half, so we did that. And then I was like, well, I don't want to spend an absurd amount of time working on detailed houses for people to just run past. So I was like, I'll just do terraforming. I like terraforming. Terraforming's easy for me. And I can just do that on the fly. So I just was like, all right, we'll just make a whole bunch of boulders. And I went with that. So that's kind of like the thought process here. And I plan on having some rope bridges. So there's a staircase in this little cave section right here, a staircase that goes up. I might change it to a water stream because I noticed every second you're not spent trying to get towards that middle is just wasted time, and there's no reason for anyone to just try and go these other areas. So I'm trying to make everything as fast as possible to get to the middle. So it's like water stream probably to go up here, and then you could go up onto the rope bridge and then shoot arrows down and then jump down onto the hill. And it's just like an added extra way to get there. So much. I absolutely love it. Now you can probably see why people were saying, why some people were like, yeah, you should make a YouTube video on this. Aesthetic Pan, oh my goodness, hello. How are you doing? You said you'd eventually pop on in. How are you? We've been on a long tangent here over the last like hour. Doing great. Finally able to catch a stream. Well, that's good. Actually, I think the last time you got caught up was when I raided on into you and I said I was working on Redstone for a PvP game, a King of the Hill PvP game. This is actually it. This is like the finished, almost, this is like the 90% of the Redstone. Anyway, all of the logic. Essentially, you can go on each and click either side. This changes it for the King of the Hill. You can hit it twice, it won't break it. And this is all the logic for it. And then the point system is all based off of blocks going into a shulker box and comparator. This is an entire... So I chose a shulker box so the game had replayability. So people could play the game over and over. This is another thing I thought about. I was like, if I do this for a point system, I need a way for the game to be replayable to play it instantly. And what I did was I just said, screw it, we'll just make a full-on shulker box. We'll just do a shulker box. It breaks, sends it down into a shulker box unloader, and I'll show you here. Click the reset button for the game, resets it all, and there's an entire shulker box unloader here, and it starts sending the blocks back up into the overhaul of all the points here. So it's like, you could play the game instantly after you just played one round of it. Because the items are going in just as fast as they would be as if you were playing the game. And there's a whole bunch of extra items in case you ever did somehow have a backlog of items in the game. I don't think that'll ever happen. But it's like one of those extra features where I wanted the game to be playable back to back. This is really impressive. Oh, thank you. You're, you're like the fourth person tonight, since there's been a few people that haven't made it to a stream in a little while. This is just one of those projects I'm working on, and just for you, Aesthetic Panda. I'll show you the more finished product of it on the server that we're building it on. So this is what the arena actually is kind of looking like now. And I've done one demo run. I feel like you could do this as a career. Wouldn't that be a joy? Go work for Hypixel. It'd be 10 times, 100 times easier. Anyway, this is the more finished product of the arena. I gotta change this box. I love the terraforming here too. Very good Oh, I'm sorry. We'll take you to my solo world as well. Aesthetic Panda. I do terraforming 99% of the time. It feels like. But yeah, this is one of those things. Minecraft PvP mini game senior executive dev. You're just adding all the titles in there. It's and like I don't get I know I'm downplaying it, and I know I am. But it's like I do grab, like, I just kind of keep store of a lot of these things with ideas of it, like the Curse of Vanishing on all of the armor and all that. That was one of those things that I had seen Etho do in one of his PvP games on Hermitcraft, and I was like, you know what? I would have never thought about that. That's an amazing idea. I'm gonna keep that in mind if I ever make a big PvP game again. So that's kind of where that one came from. I don't take full credit for that idea, and then it's like every little bit of redstone. Like, I designed it all, but there was a lot of other people that figured out some of the crazy stuff with it. I just pieced together what I had already known. Shocks me how good people can be at this game. 14 years almost, beef. 14 years of playing this game. It didn't come overnight. But yeah. And there's some crazy people out there. You guys give me too many compliments. I appreciate them all. Here's all the extra armor I have enchanted for the game. This is 1/5 of all the stuff I have collected for it, or that I want to get collected for it. I have, like, hundreds more shulkers. Imagine all of this stuff in this chest right here, times 4 more of it is what I have to still do. But anyway, that's the PvP game. I wanted to show it to Alex. We'll take it. We'll go back on over into the solo world for Aesthetic Panda now. It's good seeing you. I know you said you'd eventually pop on in, so I'm glad you're able to actually make some time. This is my solo world. This is the world I've been in for near 4 years now. My main build project is right over here at the mountain. It'll have a dwarven kingdom inside of it. Always be here when I can. I appreciate it. I really do. I know everyone, they pop in when they can. I don't want anyone to feel terrible if they're ever gone. But I do miss you if you're gone long enough. Usually I see you go live when I'm at work. Then by the time I get off, you're offline. Amazing Mountain. Oh, thank you. It's the main project. It's not done. The mountain is not done. I'm watching my elytra at the moment. Fly up onto the box. I know it's safe up there. But this is the front of it. It spans 1,000 by 1,000 blocks on its furthest points. So if we zoom out, this is the front area. This is where we were just a minute ago. This is the front area. We flew just through the entrance here. So, like, from its furthest points, it spans 1,000 by 1,000 blocks. Are you keeping it stone peaks, or are you going to add snow? It's going to have snow. It's going to have all sorts of gradient and texturing, hopefully down the road. But at the moment, what you see here with the terracotta and cobblestone, you don't even see the cobblestone. It's there, though. That's probably going to get replaced. So we've been working on the mountain project for over 3 years as well. It wasn't the first thing I had started, but over 3 years in this world, it's so in the last 3 years, if you think about the updates that have come to Minecraft, I didn't even have Deep Slate when I started this thing. So it's like I have so many more gray blocks to work with to make gradients. So a lot of this stuff that I did initially on is gonna get changed. But yeah, there'll be snow peaks. 100%. The snow you see here is just what came from the biome that it's in at the moment. I'm gonna need loads of string to change it and not be snowy where I don't want it to be snowy. But yeah, you can kind of see the furthest outlines. I think what impresses me most is that, to my knowledge anyway, you've not used any schematic. Okay, not for the mountain. The mountain is all freehand. The more detailed stuff, I do have. I do have Lightmatica. Anything where it starts to get to this level of me having to detail it, it would just take me beyond too much time. It was actually this entrance right here was one of the more first things that I have had ever done with Lightmatica, and it was just one of those things where it's just it would take me so much longer to work on it and build it all, and then it's so much easier. Organics are usually easier to freehand to use Lightmatica. Yeah, exactly. I mean, even I look at all of the terraforming and all that. It's like if I even did it in creative, I'd just be wasting my own time because I don't think I could build it too much faster with any world edit tools. So I was like, I might as well just do it in survival and just wing it. It'll take me just as long almost, and I don't know. But like all of these pillars, yeah, there's a schematic for it. I can turn it on. It's actually it's turned off at the moment. That's funny. But I got a schematic. I don't deny it. I do layer by layer though. But that it still takes me 45 minutes, beef, by the way. It takes me 45 minutes to make one of these pillars on average, even with the schematic. So without it, it would probably be like triple that amount of time. Definitely not a builder, so either way, I'm gobsmacked. I appreciate it. But anyway, it's this. I don't only work on the mountain, of course. We got all sorts of other projects going on. Like I dug out a ravine out here out the front. It's gonna have a bunch of waterfalls that flow into it. That's why there's water at the bottom at the moment. Then I have my custom hilly plains biome I started working on, just getting the structure of it down. You kind of see what I'm going for here. And then I started working a little bit more on been having fun on working on this stuff over here. I started working on my on a medieval port city here. Funny enough, the port hasn't had the most attention to it in a while, but you get the idea going on here. I got a little wall. I got an entrance, and then pathways. I started adding pathways. Are lovely. Built a random cottage in the woods at one point, and then one of the things that had been just didn't actually keep me up at night. But one of the things that had been keeping me up at night and I kept thinking about was how the heck do I make a custom plains biome? And just last week, we finally stumbled on into something where I'm like, yeah, I like this. This is good. So we got dirt patches, lots of tall grass, some boulders here and there, some leaves for like thicker shrubbery, and then a few random details like got a stump and a fallen tree that's slowly decaying. I think building with Axiom may be easier than World Edit, but even then the organics feel won't be there. I haven't done the Axiom mod at all. Aesthetic Panda, I'm an old Minecrafter, uh, Minecraft player. I haven't messed with it yet, but it's definitely it's on the list of things I want to mess around with. So it sounds like you have used it. So even terraforming with that, it isn't as best. I have heard one thing. you could like make a custom tree with it and then like spread it quickly around an area in like seconds, like sparsely around. I don't know if that's fully true. Same, I've seen a few people use it, but I only learned how to use Fabric about 3 years ago. Oh, that's fair. Whew. Long-winded tangent. Ramble. Had someone gift 10 gift subs. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate it. I think one of the things we were messing around with so far, the only thing I did do, I had built this tower and archway. There was another tower here, but I had done that before in a previous build of a year or so back, and I wanted to use it again here because I absolutely loved it. But that was like the only thing I've used for a schematic here. Otherwise, this medieval port city, everything has been built without a schematic, just to change it up. Because the schematics can be a little bit repetitive. You build it once in creative and then you build it in survival. And it's 3D printing it. And I think, doing some of these houses, at least with how I build houses, like medieval houses, I do like a base outline for the house, and the rest of it is just building it up from there. I don't see the reason to have to do it in creative as much there. I have learned certain things with building over time to help me down the road with projects. Like, if I want to build a pathway, I should probably lay out the pathway first. Then I gotta do all the detailing, and then it's like, then I work with the space I have created for myself. It's like there's a few things I gotta do before I start the houses and all that. Otherwise, it won't look how I'd want it in the end. And I appreciate the lurk there, Stack Panda. I really do. Glad I was able to share some things with you that I've been doing. Ah, that's fine. Oh, first Elytra out of the box. We had gone through our Elytra box again. Third or fourth time we've gone through it in the world. All depends what I'm working on. Anyway. Long tangent. Catching a few people up that haven't been around in a while. Hope you guys don't mind. Love sharing things. Yep, I'll be back for sure. I love what you've got going on here. Very inspirational for my organics, for my own organics for sure. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I can show you a closer up of some of the mountain and all that if you ever wanted, but otherwise, a lot of terraforming stuff. You can take a quick look at it and then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I kind of see what you're going for. That's cool. Sounds good there, though. You enjoy your lurk. See, now it's really catching up to me. Now I have multiple projects on multiple different worlds. It's a lot easier to show you guys different projects in the same world. We just jumped around from like 4 different worlds, it felt like. Funny how that happens. I'm glad I can be an inspiration. If I can inspire someone to play Minecraft, that makes my day. Really does. There's no better feeling than having a lot of like inspiration for a build in Minecraft and then feeling like you're actually completing what you wanted to do. It's good to have passion and motivation for something. It's a good feeling. And a lot of that's why I just build what I want to build at this point in the game. There's a lot of people out there that, I mean, it's completely fair. It definitely keeps the game not to be bland and boring. But a lot of people will say, oh, you got to try out new things with Minecraft. I say, screw that. I'm going to just keep building the same thing and get better at it each time I build it. I'm going to try out different things with that. For an example, with medieval building, I used to only ever build with spruce. I used to build a lot of spruce houses. So it was a medieval house. Now I add stone. Now I add like stone little touches. I change up the roofs. I added birch wood and sandstone. It's a crazy one. You know, we mess around with more things, then we get more blocks. But I look at it, it's like, yeah, that looked good. Let's do it better. How can I do it better? I don't know. Add an interior to it. Love interiors. The texture, wow. What texture? Oh, of the sandstone, right? Oh. I love like me as myself. I love Lord of the Rings. I love that medieval feel with stuff. I enjoy any like medieval genre. So of course I'm going to do medieval building. And then I like adding stories to things. I do think that is one good thing. Don't you ever feel silly for adding a story behind your little build in Minecraft. Add that story to it. Have fun with it. Definitely feel that. Definitely feel that. I love getting better at things rather than starting new stuff. Right? It's like I have definitely explored different areas of the game. Like I've done modern builds in the past. Now I would love to try and do another modern build, like present right now, and just to use all the new blocks that you can now use with modern builds. But I definitely think a strong suit of Minecraft. It's like we have so many more medieval feelings. Like we got a lantern and chains, and it's like got barrels. You don't have a futurist. We don't. I wish we had shelves. Shelves would be a great addition. Minecraft should add that. They'll never listen to me. I need to add a dirt patch here. Shelves would be great. But I think a lot of the time, I'll see people that try to build something out of their comfort zone, which is good. I mean, I've been playing for a long time. I've tried. I've definitely have tried to get out of my comfort zone many times, and it's good too. But I think a lot of time people will go outside their comfort zone and completely hit a brick wall, and they'll just get frustrated with the game, and they'll just they'll just stop playing. It's like, no, you shouldn't do that to yourself. You should enjoy what you're doing. It's okay to hit a wall, but if you're not having any passion to get past that wall you just hit, there's no point. Why are you even doing it to yourself? That's why I'll never do modern builds. You know what I could get behind though, Alex? Steampunk. Always wanted to do a steampunk build, and especially since we got the copper blocks and the deep slate that really accents it well. Steampunk, oh, that'd be a fun one to mess around with. It'd be mind-boggling to just work with it because it's much more. Medieval builds can be very sporadic, but there's a lot of like stuff that we like. You know, it's a tower. We know how some of the roofs are. Man, steampunk, it's all the different shapes. There's circles. There's so much to it. And there's so many little things in the game. I can't talk because I'm on the work shuttle, but you smiled. Excuse me, Lana. True. Other people would do that amazingly. I would ruin it. It would just take a little while to like get it down. Stinky. Oh, you're so funny. No ways, don't. There's probably a few people lurking and listening. Please don't take me as the only word of advice for Minecraft. I've played the game for a while. I have a lot of opinions. I probably have some opinions people disagree on, and that's completely okay. That's why you also, I mean, if you're really trying to like do stuff in the game, it's like you just do what you kind of want to do. Look at other people's what other people have done. Don't get cornered into what I think is the right the right way. And I mean, I know that's kind of hard. You're watching me because you like me, right? I hope. If you're not watching me because you don't like me, Lana. Joking. Kahlua, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Um, but anyway, there's so many ways uh to play the game. Don't take me as the right pathway to travel on. Saying you stinky. I am slowly coming to an end here with stream. Just as a heads up. I didn't want to stream too terribly late tonight. Because I won't be able to spend too much time with Hannah tomorrow. She's got plans this weekend. I want to spend the night with her. Joke's on you, I have AirPods. You're stinky. Lots of Northern Lights are supposed to happen here tonight. Are they? I won't see them. Might go out in the middle of the woods and get a good view. There you go. There's one too many street lights for me to see a good view of the sky. Bring me back out into the middle of nowhere. Want to go in the middle of nowhere. It's fine. I'm coming to steal Cinnamon now. Gotta save her from the smells. Cinnamon? Okay, I gotta get you a picture here. Cinnamon finally got a collar, her official collar today. Actually, no, here. I don't know. Whoops. Oh goodness, why am I so bad at this? And she has a little bell. Bell. Not bells. Just one bell. Little Cinnamon. Hosen. Did you get a bell because she was too sneaky. I'm telling you. She's only allowed on one part of my desk to be able to get up onto the windowsill. And she'll, every once in a while, she'll sneak up to the right of me, and I won't ever see her like there. And I turn to the right, and there she is, just sitting, watching me do things. She also likes to test her limit to see how far she can go on the desk. Cinnamon. No, she's a cutie. No! This is the third one today. Ooh, mini shroom lights. I want a mini shroom light. We like our shroom lights. Ah. I'm yoinking. No, hands off. You have enough cats. I'll catnap her. Did you get, oh, I already had. I've accidentally punted the cat twice because she stepped on my foot at 2 a.m. while I was walking in the dark. Just scared the Yeah. See, I've noticed Cinnamon will always get up. Like if you get up in the middle of the night, she'll always follow you, so it's just like annoying. I need more. You don't need more, Lana. Anyway, well, we got like barely any work done. I thought I was gonna get like this entire part done. I was overestimating. I didn't. I thought we'd get a little bit more done. We got more done. That have I shown you? You haven't. Such a good song, by the way. It was great to see you, by the way, not Alex. I hope to see you tomorrow. I'm live tomorrow. Hope to see you guys there. Show me too. I know. I'm wondering what Lana has here. Oh, I see. I got a DM. Oh my goodness. That's kind of creepy. It's wonderful to be back. I was so excited to show you this. And it's so stupid. It really isn't. It's just I'm so happy with what has come of this. And it'll be very intriguing to see how it looks on a large scale. Larger scale. It's beautiful. It is, in fact. So much that I have done in Minecraft recently has brought me so much joy. But anyway, I gotta find someone to raid, huh? Goodness, people are slowly leaving. Oh, here we go. You know what? Aesthetic Panda came on into our stream. We'll go give him a raid. Looks like he just started going live, so we'll go pop on in. He gave a little bit of time for us, so we'll send a few guys on over there and we'll get to see his world once more. Looks like he's on a hardcore world. I'm just gonna copy his name on over. We'll go say hi to Panda there. He was just in here, as I was saying, so please do join on in on the raid. On the raid. I always say that, and it always confuses me. But anyway, please do grab the raid message. It always means a lot to me when people do grab the raid message. It really does. It's always fun having a whole bunch of you guys raid on in with me. So please do grab the first one if you're subbed. Grab the second one if you're not. That's plenty fine by me. It's always fun raiding on in. And if you aren't following Aesthetic Panda just yet, maybe give a follow. Maybe you just might find that he's a great streamer. Plus, he gave us a little bit of time, hung out in our stream, so you may as well. For me, please give him a follow if you aren't already following. But anyway, y'all have a lovely night. I'll be live tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central, most likely. Maybe start a little early for a Friday stream. And whoever Anonymous Gifter is, if you're still around, I really appreciate it. Pope with the 10-month resub, I believe. And I'll see you all next time. Y'all have a lovely night. Bye-bye now.